Time Warner came in and just canceled all the shows. It was like, no more wrestling on the networks. And that's when Bischoff's benefactors are pulled out. It was like, we're done. All we wanted was the TV. But yeah,
they were still pulling in higher ratings back then than AEW is now. That's what's baffling to me about why AEW is on TNT. I don't get it. Like, what changed?
How the way people look at ratings. I mean, that's the simplest answer. People don't look at ratings the same way anymore. Because I've always said, like the shows that you and I grew up on and loved that stuck around for like ever and even before our time, most of those shows would not last as long as they did in today's TV. Like, it just, things have changed so much. And like, I've seen shows now that get good ratings on TV that have been canceled because their streaming numbers aren't very good. And I'm like, who cares about streaming numbers when you're doing good television ratings? But apparently that matters. I don't know.
Well, it's happening with The Walking Dead. I mean, yeah, the ratings are going to suck this season because the first 6 episodes are already on AMC streaming service. So
yeah, that I said, it's like, you know what? I'll wait. I think it's more fun that way anyway, but that's just me. Either way, there have been snags in the negotiations between WCW and Fugent in recent weeks. Fugent Media is the what Eric Bischoff is working with to try to buy WCW. Fugent originally agreed to purchase the company for around $70 million, but then lowered their offer to $50 million when WCW's financials for January came in, which were even worse than last quarter. WCW is losing an estimated $5 to $7 million each month. If the deal does go through, Bischoff still plans to shut down the company for several weeks. They hope it goes through soon so that they can shut down as soon as the upcoming Greed pay-per-view, but as of now, they still plan to have a Nitro on April 2nd. So yeah, they're still being, what's the word, optimistic, which makes this kind of like more sad than, before, because you think it's like they're actually like being positive about all this. Kind of like the ECW thing, when we were talking about that a few months ago, where it's like they were trying to be positive, and Paul Heyman was like, "Oh, we can turn this around," and it's like, no, you can't.
Well, you got to convince them otherwise. He knew he was on his way out.
Yeah. With Paul, I mean, our point was, you were saying it's like, well, ECW is kind of his baby, and it's like, I feel like Eric Bischoff had like a love-hate relationship with WCW, because on one hand he was like, I built it to where it is today, like, I made it profitable and good and like an actual viable thing, but at the same time he just hated the company he worked for. So I mean, because if you listen to his podcast at all, he kind of conveys that, where he's like, by was it August or September of '99, he said he'd mentally checked out. He was like, I don't even care, I'm done.
That sounds like me with my last job.